I remember stories from when I was younger. Tales of when the Empire grew vengeful and hunted the clans to the point of extinction. There were masters of deception, spies without equal, warriors of extraordinary ability. This is the legend of a brave few who fought to change the course of history and end the time of woe and terror. Our story begins at the Wooden Dojo.
Hi, and welcome to the Wooden Dojo. This is your host, John, and I am again joined by...
This is Sean. I play Kentaro.
This is Cristi, and I play Makoto.
This is Roxy, and I play Akemi.
This is Chelsey, and I play Onishi Taya.
Hi, this is Kevin. I play Kinnojo.
This is David, and I play Sannosuke.
All right. We are back at the table and prepared for what is, after a couple episodes, this is going to be our first major combat episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, get everybody up to speed. For those of y'all who are joining us, the characters are in the capital city of Daiwa, where they are acting in a secretive order to go and investigate a temple in Daiwa for something, some force stopping a messengers from getting through from their spies within the city. So they have gone to this temple and discovered that within are two figures likely. They know the voice of one of them. They haven't spotted him yet, but there is a large figure in there known as Ito. And Ito is an executioner. He stands before the group now inside of this large chamber, but they are not technically alone between the ninjas and these two members of the Imperial Guard. There are figures that seem to be darting in the shadows, floating 3 to 5 feet off the ground. And this is where our characters find themselves. This is a very large structure. And this is a large hall within, probably about 100 feet across. Open floor with pillars around the outside edges. And dark, musty room within. Okay, so we are looking at a combat scene. The individual, Ito has stood up and grabbed a sword nearby and is approaching the group. Leading the group up front, we have...
Akemi.
And we also had Taya was next to her.
Yes.
As well as Kentaro, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to go ahead and set...
And she's hidden. Makoto is hidden.
Makoto is hidden. And Sannosuke has his danger sense kicked off, so he cannot be ambushed. And he also is going to end up with a bonus to initiative, which is what we're going to take care of now. So... let's go ahead and get that taken care of. Let me go through here because I need to bump him up.
Do we need to roll our dynamic dice?
Yeah, we need to go ahead and take care of that. Thank you very much. So everybody needs to roll your dynamic dice. I believe it is 1 plus 3. Everybody starts with 1, and then you have 3 more to roll.
We start with one action.
Yeah, one action.
3 dice.
Yeah, roll 3 dice.
Oh, okay. So we're not rolling 4 dice.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm adding 3.
Now, I am doing initiative. Just as a reminder for those of y'all who have not heard us possibly in the first episode, we are doing our initiative in a little bit different manner. This is a manner that actually was pioneered by Maze Arcana, using cards to track it and create initiative order, and kind of keeps everybody on their toes a little bit. But those who have powers that are going to augment the initiative just need to let me know. I already have yours taken care of, David, for Sannosuke. So you've gotten bumped up in the initiative order based on that with your danger sense. Does anybody else have anything else that's going to affect initiative?
So when we roll dynamic dice, what does that do?
That's going to give you the amount of actions that you have per
So I
round.
get the base one and then how many successes I roll?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the episode where we're all banging the...
Yeah, I think I'll be using my shuriken.
So you get quick, so you get +1 for your initiative.
Yeah, I get a +1 to my initiative when wielding.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'll use.
Okay, so you're going to get a +1,
Mm-hmm.
and that is for Taya Ishi.
I don't think I have anything that would allow for that.
As far as initiative goes, is there a roll, or is it just that base number of initiative?
For the initiative, so do you remember, we're using the cards, which is going to randomize initiative entirely. And so I will tell the first person who has their initiative, I will then deal another card, so the person who's on deck knows that they will be the next person to act.
And we re-roll our dynamic dice every
round.
round. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, good. Because
I don't know if I've ever really done combat in this game, or at least not well.
You can spend a dynamic action to preempt someone in the initiative as well.
Yeah.
Oh, so are are these dynamic actions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Alright. So, starting up initiative, I will go ahead and let you know that Kentaro, you're going to be first to act, and Sannosuke, you will be up on deck, so you'll be following him.
Okay, I think Kintaro's going to try to catch up because he saw everyone go inside the dojo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically going to run into the building like in front of the big guy, the quote-unquote ogre.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to kind of like look down at the sword and look up at him and just ask him, do you know how to use this? It looks a bit heavy for you. Then I'm going to use for my action, I'm going to do a total defense thing and just try to tie him up basically.
Okay. Alright. So you're going to use your dynamic actions for defense from here on out, essentially?
Probably.
Okay. Alright.
But this would be the base action,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Just making sure something really quick, yeah. Okay, so you've ran up right in front of him, and then, Sannosuke. So what are you going to be doing?
Seeing the ogre grabbing his sword and getting ready for a fight, Sannosuke strides confidently into the area, getting ready to face him, and he will activate withdraw weapon to pull his katana out from beneath his kimono. And also would like to ask, would this qualify for walking into obvious danger without a blink?
It would.
Then we will add a karma to our karma pool.
Go ahead and
Nice.
put the karma in there. And 1 second.
And I can activate this jutsu and use it reflexively, so I can withdraw my sword and
So, and I definitely need to toss out there before we get too far in that Akemi is going to be on deck.
Alright, so I activated my withdrawing weapon, and I was successful on withdrawing that.
Alright, so...
So I drew my katana from
yeah,
underneath my kimono, just pulled it out. Looks like I could have just been pulling it out from underneath the kimono. For anyone who doesn't know what would have happened as I withdraw the tattoo from my skin. So it appears in my hands, I pull it forth, and then I charge towards the ogre.
Okay,
And I'm
well,
going
1
to
second.
attack, going for like the sword hand, where I can kind of either cut his hand or hit the sword or get it away from him, not even giving him a chance to pull the weapon on us.
Okay, well, 1 second, because as you draw your sword and you are passively using a jutsu, but reality is beginning to bend around you and doing things, the essentially the creature before you, this Ito, one eye remains on you as you are right in front of him, but it's as if one eye moves. His right eye moves to look over at Sannosuke, and he sees you as you begin to draw forth that sword, and he is preempting you, And for a brief moment, it is as if your sword stops and begins to sink back into your skin.
I will spend a dynamic action to cancel his preemption.
But, and here's the thing, but
This is like debate.
it pulls free. So he actually was trying to use one of his powers to stop you. But he did not manage to overcome your successes, and your sword pops out. For a brief moment, you felt the power of what can often happen with taking on one of these guys.
Kentaro is still trying to keep the ogre's attention, so he's like, hey, both eyes on me. Both eyes on me.
Okay. But so, Sannosuke, you charge up to try and strike his hand, correct?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll. Is this going to be a fighting speed, or how are you attacking?
I am charging in with all of my fighting ability and movement to try to get the best hit on his sword or sword hand. So either fighting and might or fighting and athletics.
All right, let's go ahead and go fighting athletics, because you are trying to strike his hand. And go ahead and add another die for that narrative.
All right. That's going to give me 10. And would you say that this is a fight that I would be fighting for my life at this point?
Definitely.
Okay, that gets one more, so it's a total of 11 dice for this roll.
Dang.
Okay.
It's a lot of dice.
That's a lot of dice.
And somebody can pass me a pencil really quick. I'll need that to track a few things. Sorry.
That would be 8 successes.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Okay. Your blade flashes through the air and collides with him. You feel it sink into his flesh a few inches before he... you sense now that the air around him crackles with the energy of ki and stops your blade, but he is thrown backwards a few feet by the strength of your attack. So essentially he has activated ki to affect your damage, and also used one of his dynamic actions in order to roll a defense. So you did hit him. But
Did it draw blood?
It did draw blood, but it is...
Okay, so that activates the Never Forget a Taste for my tiger fighting style.
Okay.
Which means I now get an additional dice towards him, an additional bump in the initiative order.
Okay. I will use that for... Remember that for next round, because that'll affect when I redo initiative. Alright?
And then I have 3 dynamic actions left that, seeing how dangerous he is, I will use to go ahead and full out attack him.
Okay, so that's going to be 3 more attacks. Yes?
Yes,
All right.
I'm rolling now.
Take him out, David.
Yeah. Please let me get a punch in. But I'll still punch him if he's dead.
That would be 9 successes on the first roll.
Okay. 9 successes? Goodness. Okay.
Six successes on the second one.
Let's see.
Seven successes on the third. I may not be perceptive or persuasive, but this is what I do.
I'm glad somebody's real good at it.
Right.
You watch as Sannosuke's blade strikes with a precision and a power that few other people can muster. This is a blinding attack against him. And strike by strike, you feel as if your blade is cutting into him. Now, he is moving and dodging and trying to deflect and parry as you do this. And so you finish your 4 attacks. Incredible. And this amazing amounts of damage. And while he is cut, he is still standing. And through the cuts on his body, looks at you and grins with a devil's grin. Okay. So, Akemi, what are you now doing?
I feel like, unfortunately, because I triggered that insatiable curiosity, she is probably looking for the source of the mechanical stuff.
Okay.
So she's looking around, especially if it looks like things are darting around. My idea is that there are corpses on a clockwork mechanism. But in the unlikely event that they are either animated corpses, or that, especially if I've seen that now this guy he's got abilities, and knowing that it's another engineer now, I don't have any reason to believe that the engineer would be doing anything like necromancy or anything like that, but if she can build it, I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Is my mindset. So if she's going to be looking to see if the things that she sees darting around are part of the clockwork and where they're coming from. So she's kind of stuck in that while people move around her and get into combat.
You can go for another craft perception based off that. Add 1 for the narrative.
Okay. Craft. Perception. Add 1. How many karmas do we have?
It's like 8, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Can I
Plenty.
have 1?
Sure.
Take my insatiable curiosity.
That brings us to 7.
And we get a habit of holding on to them for no reason.
Yeah. Three successes.
3 successes. The sounds, it's this mechanical sounds of gears that you were able to take in. I mean, this is some clockwork stuff that you are familiar with as far as like what you're overhearing. You're like, okay, I know there's that up there, there's that up there, and there's shifts ever so often in tone to it and direction. You are gathering that, watching the movement of the shadows darting around the room, that yes, indeed, they seem to be responding to whatever this clockwork thing is that you're overhearing.
Okay. Can I find it? Do I think I know where it is?
You are certain that there is this entire building is filled with some sort of clockwork.
It's in the walls?
It's in the...
I saw that movie.
It's above you in the ceilings. And there seems to be a large mechanical apparatus filling up the ceiling of this room that you're not able to discern exactly what's going on, but it seems to be piloting whatever these shadows are.
And I didn't see where Asha...
Not yet.
I haven't seen her, I've only heard her. Could I tell where she was speaking from?
You guess that it's somewhere else in the room, but you could go ahead. At this point, you'd need to probably spend a dynamic action for another action, and you're looking at doing another perception.
Perception what?
That would be perception intuition would be a good one.
Hey, I can do that too. I don't think I've ever had an intuitive character in my entire career as a role player, so the fact that I was like, oh no, okay, I'm fine.
That this is actually working out, and that's useful, yeah.
4.
4 successes. You're thinking that she is definitely not at ground level. Likely somewhere up in the rafters.
Okay. So, but I can't see her.
You can't see her.
Let me see here.
Also, who's on deck?
On deck is going to be the mooks.
Okay.
Oh no.
Wait.
In fact, the next person that will be able to act
there
after them
mooks?
is going to be Taya.
Yeah, that's a spoiler. We didn't know there were mooks.
Yeah, are there people besides the two that we've
We'll
been made
find
aware
out.
of?
The bodies.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like they're automatons or something. Let's see here. Crud. Because I want to shoot. Roxanne wants to shoot the guy, but I feel like because the insatiable curiosity has been triggered. I mean, I don't know how long that lasts. Like, I don't know if if my curiosity has been sated, or if I'm going to go up there. Do I see a way up?
You do not see an immediate way up. It's probably going to be a matter of climbing possibly one of these pillars.
Then, with gun on her back, she is shimmying up a trailer like a coconut tree. Or a column. I don't know why I said trailer. She is pillar. Pillar is the word I was looking for.
All right. So you were going to be shimmying up a
Yeah,
column.
that's not going to be a great role for me, but we're going to give it a shot.
Well, how are you going to go about this? Is this going to be athletics might, or do you have a different way that you think you could do this?
Trying to see, do I have a grappling gun? I don't. I was joking, but...
May I offer a suggestion? And I will have to edit this out.
I can
know
quickly
you're-
whip something together as a tinker. I can MacGyver I mean... Oh, yeah, I have my speed. Or should I go stealth? Could I be stealthy about it? Could I do might plus stealth?
Okay.
Or do I have to be athletic?
You could definitely go for might.
I can be mighty and stealthy.
You're trying... The way that you would describe that is you're trying to use your strength to climb up there, all the while trying to do it in such a way that nobody notices you coming.
Yeah, it's not the prettiest. It's not the most graceful. You know, it's not as good as Ishii could do it.
Yeah, I
but,
was about to say, I'll try not to judge you too hard.
but I'm strong.
Probably judging you.
That's
Might
why-
be. I said not too hard.
So
Yeah,
if
come on,
I
I do that every day.
if I can do might and stealth, then I'm rocking another 6 dice. So that makes me happy.
Okay, that is what you need to climb. So you are on your way up, shimming up. And we're going to go with...
I wish I could draw, because I would draw that. Just draw my character.
Kind of going like,
Put in the column.
However, still in the room, you have Sannosuke, you have Kentaro, and you have Ishii, who are still visible, I believe. Yes? Nobody's stealth in this room. Or Ishii, you were stealth in this room, weren't you?
I had done a stealth perception check to do smell
Okay.
earlier.
All right, so...
Kentaro's pretty
You
much
were
in their
outside
face.
still.
Yeah, I hadn't walked in yet because I was drawing my bow and I was getting low and starting
Okay.
to
Mm-hmm.
So, Kentaro, we're going to start with you. Several of these shadows now turn and dart, reaching and pulling weapons off of themselves, now swooping down towards you.
Kentaro will start making the fancy footwork and try to bob and weave through them.
All right. All right, so I have 5 successes.
Okay.
So this is going to be a defensive roll against that.
I'm going to do athletics and speed. And then I'll get speed again because I have the Swift Soul activated.
Okay.
And I got a specialization in dodging.
Man. That's a lot of damage.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Alright, so you negate all damage on that attack. And however, you do notice something as this is happening, as these creatures, at first is what you thought, swoop down to you.
Okay.
There is going to be another attack. This time it is against 3 successes.
I still have one dynamic action left, so that means I use the last one for this dodge.
Do you have any athletics?
Yeah.
Remember
yeah.
that you get a base number of defensive actions equal to your athletics.
Oh, okay. I'm fine. I got athletics 4.
Yeah, so you're good.
wow.
How much was on this one?
This one was just 3.
Okay. It'll be the same roll. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 successes, so you take no damage on that one. And there's one more attack coming at you. And so that is going to be 4 total on this one.
That one's trickier. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they got tied because I got 4.
Yeah, you're good.
Nice.
Because the way damage works in this game, however many successes is however many points of damage that you take, unless there is something to augment that, like a quality of a weapon. And so if you roll equal to the amount of successes, you've negated all damage.
Can I get a tell what's attacking exactly? Since they're
As
attacking me,
these
can I get a better
figures,
look?
yeah, as these figures dart out of the shadows that seem to fill the roof of this place, you notice that they appear to be people. Their eyes are wide open looking at you, and their mouths are gagged. And basically you see some of them look like average people, some of them look like nobles and citizens.
Do they look
the city.
alive, or can I tell?
Based on what you're seeing in their eyes as fear, you would say yes, that they are. Go ahead and give me, I'm going to give this as a freebie, but I want to see if you can give me a perception, let's go with perception speed.
Okay. That would be 1.
1? Unfortunately, it is, whatever's taking place beyond that is beyond you, and they swoop back up into the rafters.
Okay, so I think Kentaro just kind of like dodges and weaves among them, but he looks kind of confused because he's not really sure exactly what they are.
Yeah. Now for the big boss, though. Ito is next on deck. He looks at you now with both eyes as the other eye turns away from Sannosuke and glares at you.
Oh, I had forgotten about you.
And he strides towards you and will be lashing out.
Yeah, this will be my last normal defense because it's speed number 4.
Alright. Mm-hmm. It's rolling terrible tonight. Good for y'all.
Makes you feel any better. I've never rolled well with this character.
What do you have on that one?
He had 2 successes.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Jeez.
7 plus 8, 9. 10.
Wait, what?
And that's what Kentaro does. He doesn't
Yeah.
get hit.
Yeah.
We need some people like that.
So I could do something with a boost then, right?
Yeah.
So Kentaro's like, oh, I forgot about you, and then he like comes to attack me.
Mhm.
I think Kentaro just kind of does this really quick, like just little small sidestep. Like, oh, I thought you would be better. Try again. I'm trying to use my boost to agitate him enough that he's not paying attention to anybody else.
Oh, okay.
That way Sannosuke or whoever can come up
We're
behind him.
going full aggro.
Yeah.
Alright, well.
Taunting.
I'm quite a big target. I would have thought it'd been easier to hit me.
He is angry. You see veins bursting on his face. And he holds out his hand towards you and just goes like kind of this tiger claw kind of action, reaching out towards you but stopping a few inches away from his body, not yours. And you need to roll a defensive roll.
Okay, so I have to burn
Against-
dynamic action because
yeah.
I'm at a normal dodges now.
Your target number is 7.
Ooh.
Is it still like however, like my dodgy defense?
Yes, definitely dodgy defense.
Okay.
And you see that the energy around him crackles, a black whirlwind forming around him and centering on his hand.
I'm going to take 2 dice out of the pool because you're scaring me.
Okay.
I mean,
Now
Do
remember,
it.
you can only use 1 dice. You can only use
Oh,
one,
the only one?
add 1 with
Okay.
your karma pool.
okay, I'll take 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So I think I'm short by 2, right?
All right. You will take 2 points of damage. And you will also encounter an effect. You are now going to be knocked out.
Ooh.
Holy crumbs.
Oh no.
He just like
Kentaro.
tucked me at the right spot on my temple or something.
I'm
Just
thinking, I need to make sure this is correct. I think it's a little bit overboard. I'm looking for a level 1 condition.
Yeah, knocked out is shouldn't be level 1. Maybe
It
knocked
is
out
on
level
my, well no, it is on my sheet up here, but I don't believe it is. We're just going to go with bleeding. That'll be better.
relatively.
Alright.
Still
Still
not
not
so
great.
much blood. I will wake
Yeah.
up eventually.
So we're going to go with bleeding, and the bleeding condition, what happens with that is to anything physical, the character must make a moderate fortitude check or suffer 1 damage. They suffer a penalty to this check equal to the condition level. So this is a level 1 condition. And essentially what happened is that he channeled ki from himself. And this was a large undertaking. This was a lot of energy. He was that angry at you, and he basically channeled his ki and used it to directly attack you.
I'll do the thing where you kind of like wipe the blood off your mouth. I'll be like, well, you're much better with that than you are with the sword.
Okay.
And Sean, remember that you can use a dynamic action to ignore the condition as well next round if you need to.
Okay. So do I make the check every round?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I'll do it if I need to, but I just got
Yeah.
1 dynamic action left for this round.
all right. And then we have another group of marionettes who else was in the room? You were in the room?
Sannosuke?
Yeah, Taya as well.
Taya, they are swooping down on you. You are going to need to roll against 4.
Okay, and remember how I do the defense?
Defense, you are going to basically you can use fighting athletics, but it all depends on how you're going to do it. Fighting athletics, athletic speed. It all depends on how you're going to dodge. You can
Yeah,
try and
I'll-
find cover, and that's a speed and perception.
Yeah, I think I'll do the fighting athletics.
Okay.
She's going to want to know what's going on for that. Oh, and I do get a +1. Oh, that's +1 to speed when dodging
Fighting
attacks.
and speed, maybe?
That would give me 6.
Because
That's true.
They're larger than her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty tiny as it is, so yeah, I'll do a fighting and speed to try and maneuver my way between all that is coming towards me. 1, 2.
All right, so that negates 2 points out of the, I think it was 5 I said? Or was it 4?
I think it was 4.
So you still are taking 2 points of damage unless you want to use any key to try and negate any of that.
You got a lot of health.
Yeah, I have a lot of health, so no, not at this time.
Okay.
I'm gonna save it for something else.
All right, so that was the first one.
Oh, jeez.
All right, this time it is against 6.
Is this something I can take one for the karma pool?
Yes.
May I? Thank you. One, 2.
Okay, so that's going to be 4 on that one. Unless you, again, want to use the...
At this point, I feel like I need to.
Okay.
Isn't there something that, like, half the damage you take or something like that?
Yeah, that is spending a key. You could go ahead and spend one of your key, and that would negate half the damage that just came in.
I will do that. Because I have 4 yen right now, so...
Okay. I will go ahead and, based on the situation, you can go ahead and roll a perception check. This is, again, going to be a perception speed.
Perception speed. So that's 2 and...
And this does not affect your actions for this round.
2.
2? Yes.
Rolling very well tonight.
You see what Kentaro saw, that these are people of various descriptions, men and women, different stations in life. Their eyes are wide open, appearing fearful, and their mouths are bound. Additionally, what you see is that they seem to be wearing some sort of manacles and braces on their arms that seem to have tiny wires tied to them, marionetting them around.
Okay.
Next up in our initiative order, now that we are out of all this with the bad guys going, is going to be Makoto, followed by Kinnojo up next. Oh, wait a second.
I didn't go.
I'm
I just
sorry.
got attacked.
Yes,
I didn't
yes
get to
you
go.
got attacked. Taya, I'm so sorry.
And what ended up being my damage on all that? I had 2.
2, and then you have 4.
2, so I'm down by 4. Ouch. Okay. Well, I had a strategy, but then, as you were mentioning the shackles, I do have my throwing stars. I almost want to just try and see if I can cut them with my throwing stars to see if that changes what's going on. See if that...
Sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah. I do have good marksmanship with them, so... yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at whatever the one that just tried to hit me to...
Okay.
Is it on their arms and their legs?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're aiming for the wires?
Yes, I'm aiming for the wires.
Okay.
So with that, I'll do marksman and speed, since they're flying around.
Yeah, that works fine.
So it's 2. And then I get +1 to marksman with my shuriken, and then 2 for speed. Please let these dice be better. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
4 successes. All right. That will exceed the goal for this. So it does not give you any karma for that or a boost, but you will strike the wire and it shatters. Whatever it is that's maneuvering them around the room for that one individual, basically, you hear this whirring sound, like the whirring of a wheel, gear, and the person falls limp to the ground, rolling, and basically coming to a rest. So that person is no longer attached to the object. Essentially, to explain this to my players and to the listeners, for every individual that you save, you will lower the dice pool of this mechanism by 1. And right now, it's got a fairly high dice pool. That's why it's doing so well attacking you.
Yeah, oh, I feel that.
Okay. So that was your first attack.
Yes. No, I only had the one dynamic action, so
Okay.
unfortunately there's nothing more I can do. But now I know that these can be broken.
Did you you've only done one thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I only got one. I didn't get
Well,
any.
That's
1 plus what you roll.
yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
1 plus what you roll?
what you roll.
Right.
You
Oh.
always
0 successes.
you always get your start. You always
Yeah.
always get your starting actions, no matter what, and then you get dynamic actions.
Oh, that's right. But I didn't. But in my roll, I didn't get anything.
Right.
So I only get
Yeah,
one.
her
It was 1
dynamic
plus
Yeah,
0.
Yeah. But no,
But
so
you
you
had a
had your
normal
standard action,
Mhm.
and now you have a dynamic action that you can spend on something.
Oh, because that was my standard action, was to do the
Essentially.
throwing star. So I could do that again. That's my
That's-
dynamic action.
That's how I.
Okay.
That's how I run my game.
Sure.
That's how I've done
Okay.
it since the first episode. So.
Sure. Okay.
Well then, yes, I would like to do that again on another target.
Okay.
Like at 6 because of the
I
marksman.
probably would have had another action too.
Because
Okay.
it's 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
But I
that's
mean,
fine.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah,
All I
like
would
you
have done
essentially
was...
have at least 2. Because you have a standard
Yeah.
and then your base dynamic.
Yeah.
Then whatever you roll.
Okay. I didn't realize there was a basic action. That's why I was confused in the dynamic actions.
2. I got 2 successes
Two
on
successes
the
on
second
another one?
attempt.
All right, and that was to cut down another one person? All right, so that is 2 down.
Yes.
All right. So, that is the end of Taya's round, so
Yep.
we're on to Makoto.
Okay, since I've been kind of out in the darkness outside of the temple still, staying hidden, I've been watching kind of what's been going on and just kind of trying to gauge what kind of things have been happening, like, and what the results have been. So, my first action is I'm going to look around because I thought I heard someone talking outside of the ogre, and I'm going to see if I could maybe pinpoint where that other person may be first.
Okay. So that will be a perception check, and then what else are you using to play off that? Yeah, that would definitely work.
Or stealth, even if you're still just trying to stay low.
Could you do perception marksman since you're
I was
P40?
thinking perception marksman to locate, since she's good at marksman.
Okay.
And that was her. That's what she's skilled in as far as weapon.
Okay.
So I was thinking to use it kind of to help boost her perception.
All right.
Usually.
Yep, and you also had your ranged weapon out from what I
Yes.
remember. So yeah,
I do.
that
I'm
makes
just
sense.
gonna try to
Scoping them in.
scope it in, acting like I'm like the action before I actually fire.
Okay.
Like using that as a focus.
All right, go ahead and add another dice to that for the narrative.
So I'll use this as my basic action.
Three successes. You think that this individual is up in the rafters. Possibly undercover, though, and you're not exactly certain you would be able to hit them from where you're at.
Okay. Alright, now I will begin my careful journey into the room.
Okay. So stealth, and are you trying to just go in there and not be seen? Or?
At this point, I don't care. It was more just the initial scoping out that I wanted to be hidden.
So you've looked and you're moving then.
I'm going to move.
All right. And are you going to take any dynamic actions this round?
I have 4.
Oh, well.
Wow.
So, let's see. Once I get into the room, I'm going to notice where everyone's actually in position. And I'll notice the 2 unknowns on the ground, since we don't know who they are. And her medic is going to kick in.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to try to find a safe way to get to them, to assess them, make sure they're well. If they're injured, she's going to try to tend to the injured.
Okay.
And that's going to trigger her gift. Perception to find a safe way through fight or the battlefield to get to a patient. So I get a +1 perception to that.
All right. Trying to find a safe way, I'm going to take as you're also trying not to draw attention at this point. So I would really think that there is going to be the stealth element to it.
Okay. Well, I have no stealth, so this is going to be a straight.
Stealth in what?
Yeah. And don't forget, you can.
I'll use that.
Yeah, there's the karma die.
You use a karma die. You did give me a description, so go ahead and add one.
Two.
All right. So if they try to spot you, they'll need to beat that, essentially. All right.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
So you have, I think, 1 or 2 more dynamic actions left still. Possibly 3?
3.
3?
Yeah.
All right. So what are you going to do for the last ones?
Okay. I'm going to look around and see above me, because I'm assuming that's where these 2 people came from, and see if I can figure out what that's doing. And I will kind of take a glance over at Ishii and kind of like, okay.
All right.
Yeah, and I gesture back and I show you my stars, and I'm just like moving them up
Okay.
to.
So what I'm going to
gesture
try to
what I did.
do from a crouch position is take my bow and try to aim up at one of the wires and see if I can get someone else to come down.
Let's go ahead and roll it then.
What else would you like marking for that?
I'm going to say
Like perception or
Fighting? I mean,
Usually, when you are doing a ranged attack, a lot of times they use athletics, but you can also use other things depending on how you want to do it. Marksmanship, athletics, marksmanship, perception, especially since you have tried to spot things.
it's the same roll, so that doesn't really matter.
Okay.
That way. Okay. 3 successes.
All right, you slice another wire, and another one comes down.
yes, we make a good team.
All right, 2 more.
Okay, I'm gonna. The assessment that I did for the patients, do they seem to be injured at all, or are they just?
It would take probably a action to really get much of an assessment.
Okay.
Their eyes
Do they
blink at you,
appear?
but that's about it.
Do they're all breathing? They all seem to be well enough in that area to where they're all conscious.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
so who's next?
Up next will be Kinnojo.
Oh, great.
I'm gonna try to
But-
do that one more time.
All right.
To do the wires again.
Yep.
Nice.
Just one that time. Not as well. Just one.
Okay. It glances off of one wire, but doesn't seem to, actually cut through it.
Okay.
Yeah,
One more.
I'm also saving
Yes.
for defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna
if your
save it.
athletics isn't super high.
Mediocre. I'm gonna save it just in case.
Okay. All right. So that is going to bring us to Kinnojo.
I'm just sort of getting in as all this is going down, and I want to. Can I judge how far it is to Ito, and can I get there like?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
as
You
soon
can
as-
definitely get to him.
Okay,
fairly
so
quickly.
I want to try and sneak up through around the side to get like behind him, and try and can I? So I guess can one action be like me getting to him stealth?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make it a movement, and then go ahead and do your stealth with that. I would say because of how far you're traveling and you trying to be stealthy, I mean it's speed stealth.
Okay, sure. And can I add a little narrative to
go
it?
ahead.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
Say I'm gonna try to judge where those bodies are coming around, and then, they're living, so where those people are coming around, and try and like dart in between and like maybe pose as like not pose as one of them, but like maybe make it seem like I'm kind of moving like them.
Okay, yeah. Oh. That's what they're there for.
One success.
Good you took?
Yeah, one success.
Okay, so you have, at least to some minimal level, gotten around to behind him and are as stealthy as you can be about it.
Sure. Okay, so then I'd like to attack him with my sai, and I'm going to use fighting and stealth, I guess, because I've been stealth up to him. So
The boost I had earlier when I attacked him to distract him, would I give him any bonuses or?
It can. You should have your sheets with what you can do with boosts, and I think you can pay it over.
okay.
I have that right in front of me right this second. There we go. Boosts.
There's like a streak bonus that says create an advantage. I may give a bonus.
Yeah, you can create an advantage. So
It doesn't say how much though.
that would just be the equivalent of 1. But
So you get an extra dice.
Oh, I do? Great. Why was that exactly?
Oh, is it when I was trying to distract the... You're attacking the quote-unquote ogre guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so... Yeah. Still a failure. 2.
2, and what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to attack him.
You're trying to attack him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to try and hit on him from the back with my side.
Wow. It is going to find purchase, and you do 2 points of damage.
Wow.
Nice.
Hey, sweet.
You're a battle-hardened warrior now.
Yes.
About time you do something.
Hey. I freed all those people at the beginning.
Well, yes.
So, okay, so that was the action to stealth in, kind of successfully, and then the attack. What else can I do? Actually, can I spend a dynamic action to do deeper cuts? So +1 damage to a successful
Yeah,
attack?
absolutely. So you're going to go ahead and add another one to that?
Yeah.
All right.
And that will be my turn, basically. So I'll be up there. I hit him with my sai, and oh well.
He actually is looking fairly damaged at this point.
Oh, great! I'm doing it, guys.
All right. We now
That's it, Kinnojo. Keep it up.
Yeah.
are redoing our initiative. So everybody's going to need to re-roll their dynamic actions.
Just
Yes.
ask a
I am
question.
fine with
Yeah.
that.
I had one dynamic action left I didn't burn because I was trying to save it for defending people.
Yes.
So can I just go and use that now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I do the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go first.
I think I'm just going to try to get his attention again by punching him in the face. Because I'm assuming he's looking behind himself because he just got stabbed from behind.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be athletics and fighting. It's just my fist. I'm just trying to bop him in the nose, basically. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5.
Okay. And all right. You try to strike him, and you're actually surprised by his speed. He rolled 5 as well.
I'm not used to actually attacking people. I usually just dodge things.
So
I'm going to
You're doing awesome.
try to
yes.
shoot down break one of the wires again with my last action. That'll
Okay. Go ahead.
6.
Wow.
6? Okay. So you cut one wire and you add a boost. Is there anything you want to use that boost on?
Just like do it again.
I'll add an additional target.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Like ricochets.
Yep.
Nice.
All right. So, starting off the new round, as everybody needs to go ahead and roll their dynamic actions. Does everybody have that done?
Yes.
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 All right. So, and I believe, Sannosuke, you have the power that gives you a boost to your initiative.
And I still have the
Taya,
power.
you have 1 power, and then you did something else that was going to give you another 1, correct?
No, she just has the.
That was me.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
Sannosuke with the taste of blood.
Oh,
I still have it with my
Yeah.
because I'm using my shuriken.
All right. So, first up this round, we have Sannosuke.
All right. I'll be adding. I'll have 5 dynamic actions this round.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Woohoo.
All right. And, all right, so what are you going to be doing this round? Goodness.
All right. So
Everything.
Sannosuke, seeing the ogre fighting his friends, and he knows what he is. He knows that he's an executioner. He's familiar with them and their tactics. It was the executioners that oversaw the torture of him and the other prisoners while he was being held. He knows all too well what these executioners can do and what they have done. So the anger in him builds. He sees him take his attention off of him to fight the others. He's like, "You filthy executioner, how dare you turn your gaze away from me? I will finish you now."
Okay. So what are you doing? You're striking out with some might and, let's see, what are you doing?
Yes, I'll be striking at him with my sword.
So might fighting?
Oh, also, the question, it is sharp, so it causes bleeding on boost. Did I have a boost with that big attack from the first round?
Let's see. Yeah, you should have. Let's see.
So then it may have caused bleeding on him as well, like he did to Kentaro.
Yeah. More than likely, at least one of them definitely did. So I'm trying to think on that. Yeah.
Alright, so he will wield his katana with all his might, and he'll strike down upon him with everything he has and all the anger from all the years that he was held captive.
Okay. Go ahead and, of course, the one for narrative as well. And are you adding any karma to that or anything else?
I will say, just for the amount of anger he has towards the executioners, I will use... How many karma do we have left in the pool?
Got a 3 left.
I'll take 1.
That's all you're allowed to take in.
Yes.
I mean, that's given me like 12 dice now, so...
Goodness.
This is what he does.
Oh my god! For the first campaign was.
That's a
goodness.
lot.
Oh my gosh.
No?
Yeah, what?
Is that an oh my gosh good or an oh my gosh bad?
Yeah, there's a lot of zeros here.
Oh, God.
What? Can you
boy.
double boost?
Take a picture of that, David. Take a picture of that. Post it to the Twitters. Oh,
Or at least to the Facebook Messenger chat.
Oh, he's moving.
Yeah, okay, let me do that instead.
It's not that we doubt you. It's that we want like stuff on the. I'm gonna post to Patreon and
We
to
want
the.
Oh
to
yeah, this is
see.
like an amazing roll.
The most epic roll ever.
The roll of epicness. Epicness rolls. It's so many zeros.
And just so everybody is aware, Mooks go next, but then Makoto.
That is 16 successes.
Oh my
Wow.
god. How the what the How?
You broke the
Hey,
game.
wow.
You broke the game, David.
I think
know-
you just broke the jam.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, no. So, describing the situation to some extent, there are going to be a few actions happening. Your anger and your strength and your rage, you lash out at him. Your blade finding purchase, and for a moment you see the the air crackle and bend around this giant of a man. But somehow, someway, your blade and your righteousness, it continues its strike. And not to rip anyone off, but how would you like to do this?
I love it.
Yay!
He comes down almost impossibly height enough because he as tall as this guy is, but he leaps into the air and he strikes down with all of his anger and wrath and cleaves him from the shoulder down to his hips as it tears him in two and just rips right through him.
Okay. He stands there for a brief moment, that not a drop of blood dropping out of him, as he just stands there cleaved in half, this look of shock on his face, his eyes darting different directions. And then he crumples to the ground, a bloody mess. Cut and
Yeah, because he just goes,
Wow.
his top half just slides off.
I'm gonna make
Or
a
the top
fortitude
left.
discipline check to keep my keep my cool.
Keep your sweet
Oh,
buns
yeah, you're like
down.
right behind him too. It's like right in front
I
of
got
him.
one success. I'll say I'm not gonna throw up. but
He's
I'm-
green, but
Oh.
he's not puking yet.
You just herk a little
The
bit.
sweet buns, the sweet buns are staying down.
Yeah, that was real rough.
Yeah, Ishi's a little shaken up.
I'm shook, y'all. I'm shook.
I'm shook.
I'm still hugging a pillar. I have no idea what's going on.
You mean the trailer?
Yeah, the trailer, yeah.
Okay, so boss is now out of initiative.
Usually you guys
Nice.
have seen Sannosuke with just kind of this jovial, little bit of a mischievous smile, and he's
drunk.
always really good-natured. But something about this guy and what the executioners represent, you've never seen him, the look on his face like this.
Yeah, Ishi's pretty scared right now.
Yeah.
Of you as well.
Well, Makoto was definitely worried. She's definitely a little terrified for a second. Because she's struggling to go, okay, I know this is a bad guy, but at the same time,
That was brutal.
that was brutal, and
Yep.
because she's the healer, so it's kind of like,
I
what
can't
do I-
fix
I-
two pieces.
Yet.
Yeah. Well, I broke those dice, guys. I've just rolled six successes back to back to back. It's
Sannosuke, is
not
there
gonna work
anything
anymore.
else you're going to be doing? So you still have a couple dynamic actions left.
I do. However, I think given what just happened, I think I'll kind of stand there for a moment, letting the moment kind of soak in and the anger subside a little bit.
And the blood.
And so he'll kind of refocus himself. And I will hold all those dynamic actions to see what else happens in the round.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go then to Makoto, I believe is next.
You said
Oh, sorry, the
mooks.
Mooks.
now, am I correct with that since we've been taking people off of the marionette, it's been 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, really quick, this is not going to take long. The remaining people are going to swoop at Kentaro. You need to defend against 3.
Can you grab any more dice?
That's it?
Come on, give us another epic roll.
Oh wait, I'm spec and
Sean.
dodging, that's right. That's what the extra one was for.
Jeez.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5.
Done.
I think you're good.
Alright. They
16.
swoop again, missing. And they swoop again, missing. Alright.
On the first one,
They don't
hit
really
me
wanna
with 3,
attack.
right?
Huh?
It
They
was
what?
like how many successes they had on their
They had
first
3, but you canceled that out easily.
What did I have now?
You had like 5.
Oh, it's not enough for me, so never mind.
Yeah. So basically that is it for that group of marionettes now. Makoto
And who's on deck?
and Taya is on deck.
Okay. Now that the tide seems to be going in our favor,
Thank you, Sannosuke.
I'm going to take a second look up in the rafters to see if I can spy
Okay.
the other person.
Absolutely. Go ahead and your marksman perception.
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
You're not certain. Okay. Are you going to be doing anything else this round? How many dynamic actions did you end up with?
4.
4?
Yeah.
You can continue to cut down marionettes.
Yeah,
There
I'm
are
gonna go ahead and do that. How many are left?
9.
Ooh. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens here. It's really the same roll. 2 for that one.
Okay.
For 1.
Alright, that hits.
I'm just gonna basically try to take down as many as I can. Only 1 that time. So.
Alright.
That was 2.
Alright, it's another one cut down.
And last one. Two more.
Alright. So that leaves you with only 3 left up there. I think is what I said. Yes. Yes.
You said there were
9.
9.
So sorry, 6 more. Okay.
Okay.
Opposite.
Yes, my bad. Okay, and that was Makoto. So Taya, you are up next, and Akemi is on deck.
Okay, so I would like to activate my trick shot jutsu, so then I can try to hit multiple marionettes at the same time. So that it affects a number of range attacks equal to the successes gained, which is between my yang and marksman.
Alright.
So I get 4 dice for that, plus 1 with my shuriken. And I think... Or wait.
So when you roll for those things, do you roll the amount of yang that you have, or the amount that you have your base as?
It's what you have now.
Okay, so then I can roll 1 more. Because I used 1 yang earlier to... So I wouldn't, be almost dead.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I can...
3 yang.
So I have 3 yang, 2 marksmen, plus 1 with the shuriken.
Well, no, not for the shuriken, but the jutsu activation.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So I'm back to the same amount of die I was going to grab it. Actually, may I grab a karma
Why not?
die as well? Because I really like to...
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so I want to try and take down as many as I can right now. 0.
Oh no.
But no ones.
No
So
ones.
that's
I have
good.
a 2.
So it doesn't backfire.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But you're just throwing darts and they're not hitting anything.
Man.
I think this could add a karma, because the ninja did not perform her best... Well, I guess... No, this is during the show. Never mind.
Yeah.
So... Well...
Were there any ones rolled?
No.
Well, there's
Thankfully.
that at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
We-
rolled a 2. It came close.
We had to have a failed roll at some point.
I
I was
know.
expecting it to be me though.
Nope, I took care of that. But the nice thing is I did get 3 successes on the dynamic action.
That's true.
So I still have
3 other actions.
3 other... Wait, 3 or
No,
4?
4.
4, because I have the...
Yes.
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 4 dynamic actions.
And we have 6 marionettes, so I will try and take down as many of those as I can.
So
Marksman and speed, plus 1 with the shuriken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I probably shouldn't roll these same dice. They weren't good to me earlier. 2? Yeah.
Alright, that
2.
strikes 1 more.
Okay.
Nice.
3.
Alright.
Only 1 on that one.
Alright.
So miss.
You got
No, I have 1 more. That was 3. I had 2 hits, 1 miss, so I have 1 more.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, like
Oh.
you said it was a miss, and I'm saying, is it?
Oh, yeah. It seems like 2 has been the magic number.
Mm-hmm.
Or do I save this action?
You get defense up to your athletics, so
Yeah, I might as well just go ahead and We need to have these people stop attacking us.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
All right. That will hit, and you get a boost.
Oh, okay.
Additional target.
Yes, additional target.
All right. There is now only one marionette left.
Yes.
Sweet.
Good. Not the way I wanted to do it, but at least I was able to get something done.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was Taya. So Akemi,
Is she still climbing the pillar?
you're actually now able to get up onto a rafter.
Yay! Do I see my quarry?
Your eyes adjust, and yes, there is a mishmash of clockwork items, but you see what looks like where he had a, think of it as a command center set up with all this, with levers and pulleys and whatnot, that he was directing all this.
Oh, was it a he? I thought it was a she. My
Yeah,
bad.
no
Off
problem.
track. I'm actually looking for them. Are they up there?
Yes. You see him reach over and pull a large lever all the way back, and it looks like he's turning to try and leave.
Okay. How far away?
Maybe 50 to 75 feet.
Sweet. Okay. I'm gonna shoot somebody. I'm gonna get out my rifle if I can somehow steady myself on the rafter, whether laying down or whatever on my stomach. But I am going to try to shoot them. Now, is the mechanical stuff, is it kind of obscuring my view of the... Okay, no, he's just there.
No, it's the majority of it is below you at this point. You're on top of the rafters. If it was above the rafters, it wouldn't be able to move the way it was.
Okay. Quickly, before that, though, the lever that it looks like he's getting ready to pull, can I deduce from my position, can I figure out, like, can I assume, or can I make an educated guess as to what that lever is going to do?
Absolutely.
Or can I try?
Yeah, there's two things I wanted to recommend on that, just because this is first time for this kind of situation with the character. I would say that you could definitely go for a perception crafts. This is a clockwork item. If you have any bonuses that apply to that, there's also your power for your class.
I was going to say, my sudden genius is a +2 to crafts when dealing with anything mechanical, and I can also spend 2 karma to ask GM how to solve a problem. But we don't have 2 karma at the moment. But I would definitely like to go ahead and try to see if I can't, have a Sherlock Mind Palace moment and figure out how that lever is going to cause the machine to move.
Absolutely.
Especially if they're in the process of pulling it. So I can do a perception crafts.
Yeah.
So that's 5 for my craft since I've got that buff. And then...
And go ahead and add one more to it.
One
or
more?
narrative.
Yay, I get to roll a bunch of dice too, guys. I spent that entire fight climbing a pillar trailer.
But you climbed it like expertly.
I did,
like a
and
boss.
super quietly. That's all that mattered. So let me. I got to making a joke, and I forgot to count my dice. Don't eat that, dog.
And if you keep this guy from getting away, then your climbing that pillar would have been clutch.
6 successes.
Excellent. You will get a boost based off of this.
Sweet.
You are watching this and you're like, that is going to be a emergency release, probably for the weights that drive this clockwork contraption, which will probably pull all the wires that are involved in it taut. You're like, when this goes off, more than likely, if there are any marionettes left, it's going to entirely rip every place where there is a wire apart.
So, like, the whole building's gonna come down?
No, the last person who is a marionette will probably be entirely
Eviscerated?
eviscerated,
Okay.
their limbs ripped off.
Okay, then I'm going to use one of my dynamic actions at this point to, instead of shooting them specifically, I am going to attempt to hit a small target, and I'm going to attempt to hit his hand and push the bullet, or push the lever back. So if he's
Okay.
trying to pull it, I want to push it back to where it belongs.
All right, go for it.
So what is that?
Well, that is going to
Marksman.
be a marksman, and you could... I'm trying to think what you could use with that.
I
You
mean-
could go for speed, since you're trying to be quick about it. You could go for perception, for the ability to look at
I
it.
would like it to be perception, because I'm
Yeah.
okay at that.
That's your standard for firing a ranged weapon. So that
Perception
definitely
and
works.
marksman?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So she got a boost from that last roll?
She did get a boost, which could give you an extra dice on that, or there's other things that you can
Oh
do.
yay! What can I forgot that he used that word, and I don't ever get to look at this. I have the time.
What do you mean?
Oh, let's see. Some weapons allow the character to create a new condition for a boost, which I didn't use. I don't get the boost on the weapon because I hadn't shot yet. Oh, add one to the karma pool. I think that's probably going to be the... Because it was just a perception thing that I was looking at, that's probably the safest.
Yeah, we're real low.
Yeah, we've
Um,
actually used them this time around.
Yeah. Do that. And then... Let me roll this roll. And even though I did an awesome narrative, I don't get another...
No, go ahead and add another. Definitely.
I'm just gonna milk that
It's why it's there.
all day.
Just imagine what other role-playing games could actually use that, and it would be so great.
You could do that and
4 and 4.
Just about
to
anything.
get advantage in Dungeons and Dragons or
Yeah.
whatever
I mean, that's
else.
kind of how you get inspiration.
That's true.
2.
2 successes. Okay. It is going to strike. So.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I wanted to shoot his hand
Mm-hmm.
and push the lever back.
Okay. The lever snaps forward, and he clutches his hand in his other and turns to look at you. The flash of the gunpowder, illuminating you briefly.
Little
The
muzzle
sound of
flash.
the cacophony filling the room for everyone else. But he looks at you, and that after the fire and holding his hand, he's like, "You." What else are you going to do?
I'm gonna shoot him again. 'Cause I
Okay.
know how his machine works, dang it. So I'm gonna just try to knock him off the rafters.
All right.
And just to let you know, my style is ranged.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 levels in that, so I get a -1 to any range penalties,
Okay.
and a +1 per level, I think,
Mm-hmm.
of armor is ignored.
Okay.
Or no,
Excellent.
+1 level of armor is ignored, I think is what that's saying.
Yeah.
So, this is still perception marksman?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Grumble.
Sorry, Fred. Yeah, 3.
All right. Yeah. Strikes him one more time. And he stumbles backwards, looking at you in shock. Yeah. Do you have any other dynamic actions right
I
now?
have one more.
Go for
So
it.
you didn't fall down yet, huh?
Not yet.
Cretin. What is considered distant range?
Distant range is like sniping. I think it's
Like way. It's
Yeah.
like extreme range. Okay.
well, I think it's past the first range increment for your weapon, but I'll have to look that up later.
No, that's fine. I don't know what my range increment is. And also, by the way, my rifle is blunt, piercing, ranged. So I'm just going to do it again. And I'm not trying to hit a small target. I'm not shooting through anything obscuring. Huh? Hit him in the face. Well, I kind of don't want to kill him. I kind of just want to knock him down and figure out what the heck he's doing.
You might kill him when you knock him down.
Yeah, that's true. But
you know,
I'd rather I would rather not, like...
You might want to, though, because if he gets back
That's
to
true.
your commander, your cover may be...
That's true. Although I don't think he's
Yeah.
supposed to be doing this either.
You never know.
You never know.
Both of y'all running, tattling on each other.
Yeah. Okay.
He was playing with marionettes.
With people on
Living
them.
People on there.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 7.
Definitely a boost
Wow.
in there. Yeah.
No,
even
because
if
that's a
he-
6.
Yeah.
7. So there's a
Well
boost
done.
in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, I want to.
Pushing a thing you can do.
Yeah, can I just? I mean, it's blunt, so the bullets aren't blunt. The bullets are piercing, but
Yeah. Was he?
the gun itself, I think, is a blunt weapon. But
Yeah.
no, I would like to. I mean, how far down is it? Like, how high up are we?
Several feet.
Is he anywhere like near over the body of the big guy?
Not really.
Okay, I was gonna say, could he like land on him and be cushioned? So he
You
can
want to
just, like,
rewrite that with the last 2 karma?
No, because I think it probably would be better for him to die.
Okay.
I think they're just being putzes out here. I think this is just his fun time.
Okay.
He's crazy and likes to kill things, so
So
I'd
with
like
those last.
I'd like to shoot him. Oh wait, and a boost, yeah. I complete the. Oh well, I'm not a. It doesn't matter that I'm not a ninja, right?
No.
Okay. No, but nobody's gonna notice it. I don't need to flourish anything. So, some weapons allow the character to create a new condition for a boost. I don't think I have that on mine. I'm just gonna
So
go.
you said you wanted to shoot him off the...
Yeah, I would like to shoot him
That
off
would-
the
that would
like a
be-
knockback.
That would be a
Fall into,
style
like
thing.
the heightened effector style. Yeah.
Yeah, heightened effect. I like
Heightened.
heightened.
Because he's at height.
Yeah.
Because we're up in the air. Yeah, I would like to knock him off. I mean, he can be bleeding really good too, but I'd like to push him off the rafter.
Just based on the amount of health damage and everything else, he is probably going to die.
That's fine.
But to describe with the narrative to end that out, the bullet hits him.
Does he know me?
Yeah, he knew you. He even looked at you and said, "You."
Okay, well here, because I already told you what I wanted. One of the things is the ninja finds or overhears unexpected information that may prove useful. Can he open his mouth and get bad guy verbal diarrhea and just tell me what he's doing?
Nice phrasing.
Oh my gosh!
Monologue.
Bad things, bad things.
This is my creation. You will never kill. You may kill the artist, but the art lives on.
Dying monologue.
All he would say is, as he clutches his wound and looks at you, realizing that this is basically leaving his mortal coil. But he looks at you and says, "I was just assigned to keep him out of trouble," and tumbles backwards through his machine.
A body on the gears. That's symbolic, and it all just.
Yeah. Pieces breaking, his body getting caught by wires, falling down through the
Sannosuke slow
machines,
claps.
portions of the wire pulling taut, and he ends a few feet
As
off the
he
ground, suspended in the wires as they choke the life out of him the rest of the way.
He's his own marionette.
How apropos.
I was trying to think of a good like Horatio Crane or Horatio Kane thing to put on my glasses.
Well, that was a heck of a combat, and I think that's a great way to go ahead and end out this episode, having cleared this place out. Yeah. So,
Did the last marionette survive? Or
Yes.
I'll cut him down with a shuriken.
yeah. Pretty much at this point, the machine has been disabled. You're able to rescue all these people. How you're going to handle this situation, we'll take care of next game, seeing as they are
Interesting.
Big assessment.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for tuning into the Wooden Dojo, and we look forward to seeing you again next time.
Yep.
Be sure to check out our bonus episodes, and as always,
Look for
follow
us on Patreon.
And follow us on Passionerdly on Facebook. We always post tons of gaming information and other things that are going on. Anyway, take care, guys. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.